This is going to be a bit different kind of video, so I don't have any vlog of traveling or specific content stuff that I want to show you. But it's more of a lesson of what I've learned last week and what happened. Because like there was no special or major event that was like life changing stuff, but I had a pretty good damn week in terms of output what happened. So I think I've had like 4 test projects that I completed, and some other stuff in my life are started moving in the right direction that I sadly can't talk about here yet. But hopefully next week and a couple of weeks then I can talk a bit more about that. But anyway, so the main thing that I want to talk about because is that I just felt like all the days like they were pretty normal days, like just good days in terms got work good amount of work done. But it was like nothing special, and I just felt like these kind of good days when you just take off all your non-negotiables on your to-do list and like you just do what you got to do. Like if these kind of just good days basically compound over time and like build up on each other, like that's kind of when your momentum starts moving. And like I know people saying like, hey, I don't know, I had months of nothing and like in 1 week, I don't know, I closed 2 clients. And of course this can happen, and like when nothing happens and then everything happens at once. But I also feel like that it can just basically compound over time the momentum. So like you just start building momentum by having multiple good days in a row. And like don't get me wrong, it's not that my past few weeks have been shit or something like that. The last 1 or 2 months have been incredible. I learned so much stuff. Started working with amazing clients. Got to know so many cool people, whether at AdCon or in Frankfurt with Matthew and the boys. Like, it's been going really, really good. But the past week kind of felt a bit different. So I don't know. It's hard to describe. I just felt like the kind of belief of me achieving my goals, like the certainty of knowing that everything I'm going to plan for myself is going to happen. I think that just increased, and like that really helped me to kind of get that positive impact. Because I feel like one of the most important things when you kind of get the momentum is that you just don't lose it. Because like similar to a rocket ship or a plane that takes the most fuel and energy when starting, but like once it's in the air, it just kind of keep going. And I think it's pretty similar for momentum. Like it's really hard kind of to build it. You got to keep putting in the work, good days in a row, take off all your to-do lists, all the important stuff that you got to do. And then like when you get to a point where like you start seeing the output of your in work, then you just got to keep going because like it's so easy. I don't know, when you start working with a new client or something good happens that you're just like, oh yeah, now I don't have to do, I don't know, do outreach anymore, like do the hard work that got you there, where they're like, okay, yeah, now I can focus on that, and they just completely stop doing it, and that's how they lose all their momentum. And honestly, it probably happened to me as well over the last year, where I had like phases where it was going good, got a new cool project taken on, but then like I started just putting in effort to acquiring new clients and basically just stopped doing what got me there. And that's something that I want to talk about because right now, like, because I'm aware that I had a really good week and I start building this momentum, and now I just got to keep going and like keep hustling. Even though I'm like working with really really cool new clients and stuff, I'm always putting in more effort to see like if there's anything else. If I keep building my personal brand on my social profiles, instead of just saying yeah, like let me just log in and write a million ad scripts right now. And yeah, even though I get a lot of plate on my like work on my plate, I'm of course like still gonna keep building my social presence stuff. And I think it's just important that you don't neglect what got you there. To kind of conclude this point. And I think that the second part of momentum, instead of like just only the actions that you take, is I think the second part of it, what also gets you there, is the belief in the outcome. Because, for example, if I were to say if you post your next 20 reels and one of them is going to get 5 million views and goes viral, and you get tons of high ticket clients from them, you would approach it a bit differently than if you were just like, okay, I gotta post the next 20 reels and I have no clue what's gonna happen. So I feel like once you're really certain and you really believe what you can do and that you like know basically for a fact that it's gonna happen, kind of start approaching things differently. And I think that happened for me last week as well. Like I kind of way more certain and more sure about the goals that I have, and I'm actually gonna be able to achieve them. And I think that's also part that kind of gets missed, I think, about momentum, where it's like you just got to have discipline, motivation, put in the work every day. If you have no energy, it doesn't matter. You just got to keep showing up. But you've basically, if you doubt yourself all the time and you're like, yeah, but does this work now? Like I'm doing so much stuff and writing so many pieces of copy, so many ads, so many emails, but my skill doesn't get better. I don't really see any improvement. And does this even work? Like all of these kind of self doubts that start coming when you just taking action without seeing the results. Basically, I think that's a part that can, or many people back probably had the same thing for me. As I said, where like phases where was like kind of going good, and then I started and lost momentum. I think it was also that kind of self belief. But I feel like right now, where it's at a point where I'm like, okay, like I know 100% is gonna happen. Like let me just get to work. Let me do the stuff. It's just a completely different attitude that you bring to the table when you have that kind of mindset. So I think it's like really important to, I don't want to say like this, yeah, believe in yourself, you're gonna get it done, like all these kind of like affirmation stuff. Like I don't want to get into that too much, but I think it's really important that you like don't doubt yourself and your own abilities. Where it's like, yeah, does this even work for me? Like all of these, I think it's really, really important to like get them to the side and you're like, okay, I'm 100% going to commit to these actions. 100% know that if I do these actions, because every action you take, every input has a certain output on the other side, and sometimes you don't see them directly. So it's like the longer you can put in the input, like the effort, without really seeing the results for it, the longer you can basically endure this phase in between. Basically, the more successful you're going to be, because like if you can be more consistent than someone else who like quits at the point, I don't know, 1 2 months, and where they don't see the result, and you just keep going, and you know for a fact it's going to happen, then like of course in the end like you'll be successful, because it all comes down to timing and preparation. Like if you put in the work, then you just gotta wait for the timing and when the point hits, where it's like, okay, yeah, now it finally starts compounding, finally I get the momentum, that's when you can then see all of the results. And that was something I just want to share with you because I think it's been really important. Something that I just learned again last week. Because, of course, I think most of you are familiar with most of the principles, and I don't know, you got to get momentum and stuff. But I think it's really important to get reminded of these because we got to basically get reminded more often than we got to be taught. Because, like, we quote unquote know all the stuff, but, like, as the quote goes, knowing without doing is not knowing. So I think it's just a really good reminder to like keep pushing and like really believe that you can achieve what you're doing and don't doubt yourself all the time. So I think that's the main lesson from here. And yeah, who knows what's going to be next? Maybe a vlog, maybe traveling, maybe just some kind of work. We'll see. But I feel like this kind of just head talk and lesson video was also really important. And I think it's also, yeah, pretty cool mix. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And that's all for now. Peace.